Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
Well, they tell us that the people who want us eating bugs and driving magical battery cars powered by fairy dust and unicorn dung now want to take away our gas-powered stoves. I have a better idea. How about we just begin cooking on fires fueled by burning the classified documents all these politicians have stored in their closets and garages and underwear drawers? Problem solved. You're welcome, America. This is Dave and Juan.
On 3,
Number 2.
and 1. Hey,
I think I remembered to do that.
We remembered the ta-da this week. Hey, I know. And this time you didn't have to wait 8 days, America. You didn't. It was, well, I'm saying that. I'm
It's like a short week.
I don't want to get cocky. I'm assuming this is going to be on the Monday. But hey, America, in advance, as always, look at us. Look at us. You're welcome.
That's right. And you know what? We need to expand that because we still have our faithful listener in New Zealand and one in Germany. So
that might be a bot. Who knows, man?
yeah, it could be.
I'm assuming so. Well, America, of course, you're welcome. New Zealand, Japan, France. Hey, look, world, you're kind of welcome. World, there's parts of the world that you're not welcome.
Right.
But
the United States should be a little more appreciative of us.
Just a little bit.
Tend to focus our efforts here.
I pay taxes here. Okay. Now they send it other places to blow up other places, but as of right now, I pay them here. Oh, by the way,
who are you, Mr. Taxpayer?
I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you, kindly.
So I actually have a friend who posted a video of somebody. My friend is in New Zealand this week. And
Really?
she posted a video. I don't know how she got it, but it was just a girl who I guess a cashier at a little convenience store there or something. And so she posted on Facebook, and I said, "Hey, we got a listener in New Zealand. Ask her if it's her."
We got a listener. We might have more
Ask her if she knows me.
You got one that you can trace, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing New Zealand has that one person that's they're the official monitor, and then they distribute.
They disperse it themselves. That's right.
You know, all I can think of in New Zealand is that was the they had like a prime minister or something who resigned a week or two ago. She's the lady, the woman.
Oh yeah, she's kind of hot and partying or something. Is that her?
Well, she was, but man, she looked like the crypt keeper by the time she got out of there, man. She you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shame it. Just you can just tell. You can just look at, yeah, she was that person. She was also like, man, Dr. Evil. She was like the most pro lockdown, chase people in the street, tie you up. She was what's that? None the worse for wear. Well, she was plenty the worse for wear.
Rode hard, put up wet.
Yeah, that's. I never was comfortable with that statement, but
Maybe editing it out now.
I never. No, I was just. It is what it is. But so yeah, we're back on this. And it's a Saturday while we're doing this. And Juan, I mean, I don't know what my day. I got some work I got to try to get done today. But you have an exciting.
I know.
Exciting afternoon ahead of you.
I'm anticipating arguments with my wife because we're gonna go start to clean some stuff in our storage unit.
The fact you have a storage unit,
I know.
hysterical.
It's
hysterical.
When we downsized 5 years ago, we put stuff there, thinking it would just be temporary.
And you're always going to get around to it. You're always going to get around to it.
The challenge I anticipate is, she's going to look at a lot of my stuff and say, well, this is junk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look at it and say, bruh, I got some pretty cool stuugh.
There's a reason I've been paying monthly rent for 5 freaking years.
Right.
You almost feel stupid now throwing it out now. Like, hang on a second.
Right. It's like, sure, I've never had a crawfish boil that I used 3 pots at one time, but I could.
Of course. dude, as soon as you get rid of one of those crawfish pots,
Right.
flat out, somebody's going to call you up.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Yeah.
they're going to say, dude, I'm in a bind. Could you lend me a couple of crawfish pots?
Yeah, exactly.
And
They'll
what
wanna
are you going to
rent them.
say? Yes. And what are you
Bro,
going to
I
say,
had some.
man? God, man, my wife made me get rid of them. And yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, no. Funny, true story. I've got 3 crawfish pots in my garage
Yeah. Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, then I technically I boil shrimp more than I boil crawfish. I don't have the confidence. I have a good friend that does that a lot, and then a brother-in-law who's real good at it. And it's something about I've been to 1,000 crawfish boils. I kind of know what's supposed to happen, but there's something about I just don't. I've never felt totally comfortable being I'm the lead chef on the crawfish
Yeah,
boil. Now I do shrimp. I do shrimp all day long.
but
yeah.
the problem with it is there's always somebody there who wants to tell you that they know better. And if you're
I don't invite those people. I don't invite those people. Or if anybody's around telling me they know better, have at it.
Yeah,
like,
knock out. Yeah, it's like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm doing it out of necessity.
There's no pride of chefmanship there. Now barbecue, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to stab you. Like if I'm grilling, that's a man thing. Don't lift the lid on what I'm cooking. No. That's sacred there on the grill. Now boiling stuff, whatever. The reason I think I don't feel as much stress on shrimp, boiling shrimp, is that I can go to HEB less than 5 minutes from my house, and they always got shrimp. They don't run out. There ain't no shrimp season. Like
right,
if
you're
you're
not boiling the whole sack of shrimp.
And if I totally blow it,
time.
and if I totally blow it, I can go get more shrimp. Man, crawfish has got to be in season, and you got to be this, and then around here, you more often than not, you got to order it. Right.
Right. And you don't have a lot of extra seasoning. You have what you need.
That's too much pressure.
Dude, there's something new here. And I think it's a local product. And this is not an endorsement of that product, but just I'm curious about it. It's called a swamp bucket. Basically looks like a 5-gallon bucket that you would get from Lowe's or Home Depot. And I guess it's got a heating element in it. But it's so you can boil small batches of seafood.
What?
Yes.
That sounds. Well, I don't want to say what it sounds like. Maybe so with electricity.
I'll send you a link to it. Yeah, like you plug it in. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's how they get you, bro. They're trying to take away our gas stoves as it is. That's a lot of crap right there. That's what they're doing. That's a slippery freaking slope. Dave and Juan will not endorse that product.
Never thought about it like that.
We will not endorse that product. Because, as soon as they say that, oh, no, we're not doing that. That's exactly what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. We talked about that a little bit last time about making us pay for stuff now. Nobody wants to take cash. Right? Look, man, I'll say it again. It's a common thing out there. I need some new conspiracy theories. My old ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody in the government probably said, those Cajuns are tough, man. They're not going to get rid of those propane bottles.
But man, if we could just wean them off into this plug-in pot, no self-respecting Cajun. No, I shouldn't say that. My wife, and she likes spoiled shrimp. She does. I mean, and it's shape, but she doesn't use the burner and stuff I have outside. So every now and then she'll boil them inside. Like she'll get a pot and put it on.
Man, that's the best smelling day in your house ever.
I don't know, man. I
love that smell.
I'm not a huge fan of the all the seasoning inside. And and we have an electric stove, man. It just something seems wrong about boiling shrimp.
I don't know. We always do it like
an electric stove.
When we go to the beach in the summer, it's like I'll go pick up a few pounds of shrimp and boil them in the condo or whatever. So
just bring a burner with you, man. Just bring.
I got extra crawfish pots. I could boil for the whole condo neighborhood.
I got it a few years ago. We talked about this before. You're like me. Don't ask me what I want for Christmas if I'm a birthday or whatever, because I really don't. I mean, I don't walk around with a list. Like I said, my wife got on me for she was aggravated that I bought earbuds a week and a half before Christmas. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, but I guess I let it slip a few years back, 3-4 years back. I don't have a burner or a crawfish pot. So I got like 2 of everything. Like I think my wife got, my parents got me one, my wife. So I got more equipment, and then I feel the pressure to use the stuff. But yeah, so it's all same thing in the garage. Now we're not going to have the issue you're going to have because I'm not paying to store stuff in my garage. But how full is your is it sort of
It's
what is let me rephrase that. What is triggering today that you guys are doing this? Do you need more space?
because no, because she went in the storage unit.
Okay, my first mistake.
Yeah.
First mistake. You don't no. Oh, that you just opening it up, Oh, so she went in there.
Right. It's and this is like she'll see, like I've got a rechargeable weed eater. I'm in townhome. I've said this a gazillion times. It takes me 15 minutes to do my yard, but I've got a gas weed eater in there.
Yeah.
Well, she'll say, why do we need that? Well, because I've got a chainsaw extension to the gas weed eater. So if I get rid of the gas weed eater, what am I going to do with that chainsaw? What if ever I don't have a tree now, but what if I need to trim a tree?
That's right. Man, because that's how it works. You don't need these tools.
Right. I took my cassette deck from 1985 out of there a long time ago because she wanted to throw it away then.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong. You can't do that. It's just like that either drawer or box. I have like a crate here in my office with every bizarro cable connection plug. I mean, like, sorry, I'm choking up. I'm choking up with my
little touching, man.
I know. I ain't throwing that away because as soon as you throw that away, there's going to be some kind of weird plug that you. So now, granted, whenever I'm digging for whatever the cable or cabling or connection is,
you got to go by.
Well, it takes a good 5 minutes just to pull each one out because they are just. Yeah,
it's a big like a big ball.
It's like a tumbleweed of electronics that just collects but there doesn't take up that much space.
Yeah, I got 20 of the little Allen wrenches that come with stuff.
Yeah. Oh, please.
Same size. I just throw it in a junk drawer.
Well, I told you my one of my presents for Christmas, my one of my sisters and brother-in-law gave me like it's the most insane ratchet set. It's like a Craftsman, dude. Like I want to walk around looking for reasons to use it. I think I found a leg on the breakfast area table that needed,
that's loose.
Listen, it was loose the other day, and I literally could have gone 3 feet away to my junk drawer and just grabbed an old random wrench or whatever and tightened it. But no.
No.
I went get my 35-pound.
Right. You got to bring them all out there too. Make sure you use the right ratchet.
Had to find the right ratchet. It took me 10 minutes to prep for the 15 seconds of tightening. But you know what?
But you did it right.
I felt professional doing it that way.
You need to put one of the little tracking tags on the 10mm socket, though. Everybody loses those.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've got several. I've got and metric. Yeah. It's that's how dumb I am too. Because I started trying, I was getting aggravated, couldn't do it because I was trying to use metric.
This takes time because sometimes you'll put the standard or whatever you call it on there, and it's a little loose, and then you gotta say, "Oh, wait, is that the right size, or do I need to go with the metric size?"
There you go. These
back and forth, can't tell. So
first world problems, but I got it. I'm covered. So good luck with. I mean, it's always fun when you're doing something that you're going to argue about. Just and not like big fights, just like annoyances, like.
It'll be interesting because there's a dumpster next or near there, but I don't think it's for the, I don't really think it belongs to the storage unit place. But we'll be throwing stuff in that dumpster until somebody tells me I can't.
Just make sure it doesn't have your name on it, man.
Yeah, it's like pool noodles and stuff. Again, it's just
you saved pool noodles?
I didn't. Yeah, it just probably got stuck in there. There's another 10 pool noodles in the in the garage. Okay,
let me volunteer.
Yeah, I'm happy throwing that away.
Let me volunteer my professional services to you. So if you get in a bind and there's like, now these commercials where you have to throw the flag, dude, FaceTime me. I will block out time this afternoon. You can FaceTime me and I will make the call. I will help make the call not my wife, because she'll always side with Joey. She'll always, my wife's attitude would be open the door and throw it all away. Just throw it.
Yeah.
If you haven't used it in 5 years,
Right,
you're
and
not going to use it. Yeah, well, you know what? We say the same thing about birth certificates, social security cards, and and the titles to your car. I'm paying money in a safety deposit box at a bank. We don't go in there every few years and say, hey.
And then my neighborhood thinks it's too hardy-tardy to have, allow you to have a garage sale. I'm not throwing this stuff away. Yeah, they like to just keep the trashy people restricted to the trashy people who live here. As opposed to those who want to come visit here.
Exactly. You've got some garage sale shoppers living there, but you can't have your own.
Right.
I've never been a big garage. I'm just
no. Joey's had them. I've always left because
you've had them.
Yeah, not here, but where were you? Oh yeah.
I refuse.
No, I'm sitting there saying, I'm not going to watch somebody haggle over, spending 50 cents over something, that was mine. It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, that said, I'm not too proud. And I'm kind of upset about this now because our neighborhood where we live, and we're probably not as far as you because we don't live behind gates.
No, trust me, that's the only thing that's fun about this neighborhood.
I don't live in a gated community, Juan.
Yeah, I mean, my neighborhood don't pick up her trash can.
No,
so I'm gonna go stick it on her door.
Yeah, I've done that before. I'll give random neighbors, a few, I'll give you a couple of days, depending on,
Yeah, I'm gonna act like I'm helping.
And depend if I like you. If I like you, I'm actually going to roll it up your driveway or put it somewhere aside. If I don't like you, it's front yard. It's like, it's off the street, but it's right. But we used to have the first Monday of every month was, I forget what they call it. Big waste or we just called it Big Trash Day. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I don't know what their official.
I think they call it like white trash or something.
Why? That seems problematic. But hey,
it's something. It's like appliances and things like that.
No. This is just bulk stuff, and this is just stuff that because our trash, like everybody's now, you have to put it in the freaking in the bins. We ain't got garbage folks now who dump like in the old days, right? Man, that was like you need bodybuilders lifting those cans and throwing stuff. But so it doesn't fit there, and you have things that build up that you can't put in a garbage can. So with the first Monday of the month, people would put out, and that's when you'd get a lot of stuff. You'd get like people put out furniture. They'd put out, right? This was the one day of the month. Just put whatever you want to get rid of on the curb. And well, that was sort of like the unofficial garage sale thing.
Right. That's shopping day right there, man.
You had professionals and you had amateurs. So some of the pros, like you'd see these people go by in trucks with trailers, and some of them were like metal, like these people that collect metal and sell metal, they would, that kind of stuff. But look, man, and depending on the neighborhood and the level of ridiculousness of the neighborhood, man, I don't know that I don't think I have anything in this house right now that we actually use as, this has become part of our furniture that was literally taken off the street. But I got relatives who couldn't afford. Look, and it's good. You wouldn't know. You walk in and say, "Dang, that's nice."
Dude, when
got it on the curb.
In college, I pulled a desk off the curb and brought it to him in Alabama.
I mean, look.
My oldest son, before he became a minimalist with no furniture, on days like at the end of the semester around LSU, that was like a shopping day for him, man.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Oh, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they're great at it. I mean, they're great at it. Like you would give them requests sometimes. And they live in an area. I guess it's a newer area, and they got some really nice houses out there. And man, these people, like, they don't care. They put out good stuff. He sent me a text the other day. Somebody put out a gas grill. Hey, I bet that gas grill hadn't been used 5 times. Yeah. Just on the curb. It's where you want to walk. You knock on the door like you're not throwing that away. But true. We ain't proud. Bring But anyway, they called it off now. They don't do that anymore. Now they tell us that 12 times a year you can individually, like, you contact them through whatever and leave your stuff out and they'll come pick it up. So it's
So everybody in your neighborhood can do it 12 times a year as opposed to everybody doing it once a month.
yep.
Yeah. I'm not a mathematician,
Hey,
but that seems to be potentially a lot more.
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started on the government. Talking about the geniuses running our government. This is going to be a big jump, but it's just while we're talking to government. It's like, I read something, and I don't look. In the old days, we used to say, I read something, and you just always assume must be true. You must have read that in the Times-Picayune or the Lafourche Gazette or the Homer Courier. Maybe the fancy
Thibodaux comment, bro.
No, it's the Daily Comment.
The Daily Comment. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, man. When them Thibodauxites, you want to be fancy like those Thibodauxites. Think about all the papers we had back then, right? So, when you say I read something, you just gave the assumption of it's probably true. Well, now you can't do that. You can't do that anymore, especially now. Now we just know, outside of Rick Portier, there's no honesty out there. What's the station again? Give him a shout out.
WAFB, Channel 9, Baton Rouge, CBS affiliate.
There you go. So if Rick's talking about it, trust him. But for most things, not in the text chain we're in, but right. But the other stuff, trust him. But I read that they're thinking, either maybe assuming, or I don't know if they have proof, that Russia is now buying some of the weapons and equipment we left in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And I'm like, that's America 2023. That is, are you kidding me? That's hey, I don't care.
That's like the government. That's like the big government version of putting your stuff out on the curb and letting somebody else come take it.
And now you supposedly it looks like we're supplying both sides. Right.
We're giving gazillions of dollars to one side.
Somebody
to fight somebody who's got our other stuff.
Right.
Heaven forbid we ever need our own stuff.
We joked about that like almost a year ago. Well, how long ago did this start? Right. We don't even really see
a year in February. It's close.
Is it really? I mean, remember with all the flags and all the whatever, and we're kind of kidding about that. I can go back and find whatever clip it was where it says, how come, why are we sending stuff? Just go, we left it there. Like we left a whole bunch of it on that side of the world.
Right. It's closer.
Go get that.
We're sending them 31 tanks now. And again, not a military man.
What's 31 tanks? I mean,
right. Is that a lot? I wouldn't think it would be.
Well, but here's the deal too. And this thing about, so those of you that try as hard as you can not to pay attention to what's going on in the world. And by the way, I used to think that people that didn't pay attention to anything really, needed to step up their game, and you don't want to live like that. I am more leaning now toward, man, just don't pay attention.
Oh.
Just get through your day. Cause the more you find out, the more you like, what we were talking about. So let's see. It was, I sent, so I got that clip about, well, that's the thing too, because a few months ago we're saying, man, we are never, of course we're not going to send tanks. We are not. So you can literally go back a few months ago to what they're saying. We will never do this. And it's like, they pretend that like, stuff's not on video, yeah. I guess.
Right.
And
we'll send the tanks, just not the people. Well, how are they going to learn to use it? Oh, man, we'll have to send some people to teach.
I got a buddy of mine, good friend of mine, who's military, ex-military, and he's in banking, but he, he's tied to, he knows things. He's one of these things. He once in the military, and these guys, there's crew, and they talk about this stuff. And I guess it was some link or something I kind of sent to him, showing the hypocrisy of what we said. And then he just sent back, I'm not going to read it, but he sent back, he goes, let me tell you what goes along with those Abrams. And he started giving me a list of, those things aren't magic. You need parts, you need people to run them, you need people to repair them, and he gave me an estimate of the amount of manpower it takes.
How the heck are you going to get them there? You think that's,
Well,
FedEx
well,
don't
no,
bring that, bro.
aren't we moving them? Aren't we? No, no, we're getting into deeper waters now. I think
don't
I
know.
think
Yeah.
they're already there. I think we're just
All
shifting them from
right.
somewhere else, right?
All right.
But we got to start building some more though, right? I mean, look, it's like I said, somebody making money, but there you go.
Talk about government oversight and things like that. And this was true. It was I read this week. LSU, Louisiana State University, somehow accidentally paid their football coach an extra $1 million. That went a little unnoticed. He didn't notice it. Because what they did is they double paid him. So an auditor caught it. They double paid him because apparently he has an LLC set up to receive some of the payments. I guess that's to offset some of the stuff on taxes. So they paid his personal account and the LLC, of a little over $1 million. So he's going to pay it back. It'll take him a little over a year to get it paid back, though.
If you don't even need the money, how's it take you? I guess you do it like if you can, right? I'll pay this back. It's like my wife when there's anything available for zero financing, and if it's like whatever it is, if there's no price break at all, hey, Mr. Kitty, that was kind of cool. Those of you begrudging yourself the video here, we just had a big cat head pop up.
Yeah, who now scratching his head on my monitor, shaking
the computer. There you go, man. Hey, your local CBS affiliate doesn't give you that.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Kitty.
That cat wants some attention there, dude. All right, I was taken off of. So we're talking about the
$1 million you don't even know you don't have it. Oh, your wife with 0%.
Yeah. So like, even if it's whatever it is, if you're getting the price and you're saying, so what's the price here? Or there's 0% financing. Well, what's the price if we just pay it now? Same price. Okay. How about we do this? Stretch it out. And it's never really like big payments, but it's almost like, the cost of money, long time in inflation. So today's dollars are worth more than next month's dollars.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that. And some of them you have to be like super careful with because they'll farm it out to some other company who, if you're late one day on the final payment, then they'll go and charge you accrued interest from the whole time.
You got to set up that automatic payment there, Mom.
Yeah, but I'm all about the 0% interest. No, I don't have. I don't use credit cards a lot, but you could bet if I do, it's got no interest. And when the interest kicks in, I'm getting another one that's got 0.
If you can do it, if you can pull that off, you pull that off. And by the way, again, those of you that choose not to pay attention to stuff, and again, I don't blame you. I'm coming over to your side. All right, let me say, I used to be the kind of guy that I just pride myself on paying attention, reading up, looking at different, following certain websites, following others, I'm coming more and more to the team of just stop paying attention. So now they're touting that inflation was down. You hear that? Like they're out there bragging about. So inflation fell to like 6%. It was like 10, right? Recently.
Yeah, it's great.
Guys, understand something. That is not a reduction in inflation. That is a slight slowing of the rate of acceleration. In other words, it's still first of all, 6% is insane. That's still
still costing you a whole lot more.
That's at least 3 times what ideally it should be. It was 5 times what it should be. It was 10. So saying that inflation is like, oh no, we've got it's a lie. It's bizarre. It's
right.
So
it's like saying, hey, you know what? Gas is down from what it was last year at this time, but it's up 50 cents from what it was last week.
Yeah. It's all, so that's the frustrating thing is that they just lie to people and people are like, well, they told me everything's great. Yeah, really? You buy eggs lately? Can you buy eggs? We got so me, I'm a Sam's Club guy. So probably a while back, a month ago or whatever, we don't use a lot of eggs. We use eggs in spurts. Like my wife around the holidays, and we cook some things. And I used to make breakfast a lot of times when my sons were up in the morning eating, but they don't do that anymore. So, at Sam's, this is back in bulk. So I probably bought, I think it was like cartons of 18 and they come like 2, so like 36 eggs. And I know flat out, we got a refrigerator outside. And I know flat out that those eggs are probably a week or 2 beyond what they say the, best buy date. My wife said they were overdue. I'm like, we ain't throwing that away.
No. Hey man, you get need, you might sell that.
Are you crazy? We ain't throwing away eggs. I don't care. Those things are months, you know. You don't believe that? 2023, the world we're living in, that Americans have trouble finding eggs.
Dude, it's yeah. You remember I used to throw eggs back in the day.
Toilet paper too.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess not anymore.
Who knew?
But I don't know. I hadn't eaten at Waffle House in a couple of weeks. I might have to check it out this weekend to see if the price is going up at all.
Where were we? Was it the thing in Florida I was at? Might have been. And yeah, I was kind of impressed that morning. It's like they had eggs. Man,
it was high rolling there, man.
I'm staying in a high rolling facility that they just had this big old, it's a buffet. And now, granted, I guess it was the people I was with was paying for that.
They probably had like some Tropicana orange juice too, man. None of that cheap stuff.
No, I almost took a picture of that big pile of scrambled eggs. Like, look at that, man. What it's like to live.
I said, if y'all can afford this, you're not paying me nearly enough.
Who's a big baller? I'm a big baller right there. Look at those eggs. I didn't even feel like eating eggs, and I ate some just because I felt it's just like if I was walking by a buffet that had caviar. Man, I don't like caviar.
I'm gonna get my money's worth.
I don't want caviar, but you better watch me. I'll be having to ask somebody else how to eat that stuff. Like, what do you scrape that on a cracker? How do you eat that stuff? But you might get a kick out of this. So talking about speaking things. So I'm going to be in a little over a month. I joked about, so I'm going to Mississippi, right? I'm speaking at this event at this, I think it's at the Hilton in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, that's downtown Jackson. Be careful.
Now my friend told me that's actually I'm actually going to the safe side. I don't know. I mean, I got a buddy who's like just intimately familiar with. He owns property there, right?
Jackson like going to hang out in Tigerland.
Is it? Yeah. Well, I saw a story on that the other day. They got me going. But anyway, so I'm I know the dates I'm supposed to be there. They called me and asked me if I would be willing to come in like the night before. There's some kind of reception and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, fantastic. I mean, like I'm a Cajun. You mean you gotta you don't gotta ask me twice. I think they're doing something at Drago's. There's a Drago's there.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I'll show up a little early and eat me some oysters. Y'all might regret asking me to be there. You better bring out whatever your order is.
Well, I can tell you at Drago's, based on our conversation last week, 3 martinis and a dozen charbroiled oysters will be like $52.
There you go. Well, I'm not a martini guy. But you better hit me up with some oysters. But anyway, so I'm like, that's cool. Looking forward to it. And I realized I was trying to find the agenda. Like I know what days I got to be there, but it might be a good idea if I knew when am I up. Like, do I speak first thing in the morning the next day or whatever? So I send, and I can't find the agenda anywhere. So I send off to a friend of mine who works in that place. So he sends it back to me, and I think I was getting in bed last night or this morning or whenever. I just kind of sleepily opened it up on my phone, like when do I speak? I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. I'm like, last afternoon, I think I'm after the last break, whatever. And it's me and it's one other person. You know who speaks after me, like directly after me? The governor.
Oh. There you go. You're opening up. You're opening for the governor.
Oh, it's so funny. So like that morning, I guess the Speaker of the House is addressing, and then there's a break, and then it's me, and then it's the governor.
Look, let me tell you something. Now, sometimes when sometimes you'll see they have like the best band up second to last, so they can draw a crowd for the closer.
Yeah, here's what I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about a lot of times when you're the last or on the last day, last speaker, you end up talking to like a much smaller group because everybody leaves. And especially if it's out of state stuff, everybody's going to get on planes and everything.
Get a plane.
Right. That's when you show up last day of a conference and all the suitcases are stacked in the back of the room because everybody's checked out and everything. But I got to figure that nobody's leaving when the governor is the last. So I just got.
Who is the governor of Mississippi? Do you know?
His name is Tate Reeves.
Okay.
Tate Reeves. And I actually texted my friend, good friend from back home who, well, I say Raleigh. I know Raleigh. I mean, Raleigh actually owns Raleigh's slowly buying up Mississippi, apparently. I mean, every time I interact with him, goes, oh yeah, he's buying land everywhere in Mississippi. So he knows this guy a lot. He says, it was kind of funny. He's like going down the list of, oh man, here's what this guy's done. Like good stuff. I think I like Tate or Mr. Reeves or the governor.
Well, tell him on behalf of everybody in Louisiana, we appreciate Mississippi keeping it competitive.
Man, don't even start. I did send a joke text to another friend saying, man, I used to tell a lot of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama jokes on radio about thanking those other states and Arkansas. Let's throw Arkansas in there too, right? So when all the bad stuff would come out, when all the the dropouts and the illiteracy and the unemployment and all that big stuff, we'd always say, man, please don't let Louisiana be number 50. And oftentimes, man, some of these other states would step up. Well, they would step up. And
I think we're, like I said, based on the article I read this morning about said place, Tigerland, the New Orleans may be number one in murders per capita. Baton Rouge isn't far behind, and
really?
to have two in the same state, man.
So what is Tigerland exactly? I mean, I wasn't an LSU
Tigerland
guy.
is it's just a little area outside of LSU.
Well, yeah, I can see it on a map. Okay.
Yeah, it's walking distance, but back like when we were of college age, that's where all the students lived. Or it was a great place to live. Just a lot of student housing there, or apartments, and there's bars that have been there for years. Fred's has probably been in Tigerland for 30, maybe longer years.
Is that the one that got shut down?
Reggie's, which is right next to Fred's.
Horrific story, by the way. No fun. I mean, just horrible. Yeah, you read that and go, like, huh?
Right. That was a story that was terrible last week, and this week it got even worse. It got
worse. Oh, let's not go.
Well,
there.
You probably didn't hear the first part last week, so but yeah, I don't want to go there. But anyway, it's now just all the apartments in that area are crack houses and just just nothing but drug areas. It's not students living there, but the students still go to those bars. And
when I pull it up on Google Maps, it will not identify crack houses anywhere. It just makes it look like you think Google would try to be a little more accurate about this.
You would think, but I could go down that street and say, oh yeah, my friend used to live there. I'd stay there sometimes on weekends. Oh yeah, I lived there.
Really?
Now, dude, you wouldn't want to drive there. Anyway, and so then you got kids walking out here. So it's crime against the students, but there's also people getting killed. They should go and bulldoze Tigerland and all those cheap apartments and everything, and just let somebody buy it up. Tell Riley to buy all up that property and redevelop it.
You would think that, or just like, how about cops, just law enforcement, right? I mean, that's typically what ends up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's say you did that. So let's say you just raised it, started again. You still need somebody to keep, right?
Yeah. And they said it's kind of in it's a total Louisiana. Read that article. It's on Fox News this morning, where it talks about where it's it's not part of LSU property, so it's who's policing it, and
they need Shaquille to go in and buy it. Shaq could do it. Like,
Shaq has been in the not too distant past, been spinning records at Fred's. So Shaq will go there during football season and DJ.
Are you serious? Wow. Wow. So the big diesel.
The big diesel. Yeah, he'll show up every now and then, and you'll see him like still he's a big supporter of LSU. He'll show up on the sidelines at football games.
Yeah.
Hang out in the student section at games and stuff. But every now and then, remember Shaq used to he had a couple of rap albums back in the early days of rap, I guess.
Whatever.
I think it might have been he was in Shazam, the movie.
Yeah, he was.
But so Shaq will, they'll have him DJing at Reggie, not Reggie's, at Fred's in Tigerland.
Okay.
And they'll build the parking lot up with cover it with tents and everything, and
all right, well, buy it out, Shaq. Clean up that area, Shaq.
Good,
do that kind of stuff. But okay, we're talking sports. We kind of jumping around here, but we're with Shaq. And don't get me wrong, guys, well, love me some Saints, love me everybody involved with everything. I think Sean Payton may be the most overrated coach going
Dude,
right now.
somebody, and I think it's somebody from Fox News, who wrote an article, like an op-ed piece, that said he's the most overrated coach ever, and is I can't pronounce the word well, a svelte
McCarthy. Right? Yeah, and that's a coach of the Dallas Cowboys, who has 2 12-win seasons, right? And he has also won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Right.
Just can't get it right. You got all the talent. You build all the talent around what you have.
So here's my thing, right? Okay, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, I love Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? I total respect, but how much did he win without Drew Brees?
Right. None.
Okay.
And but still, how many playoff games did we blow it in? You go back to everybody goes back to that Rams game. Yeah, that Rams, they came back from a pretty big deficit, dude, to be in position to do it.
What about the Minnesota game?
Right.
Oh yeah. So I mean, again, and I'm not trying to turn this into a bash Sean Payton thing, because whatever, hope he gets his money. But the fact that they're talking, they're going to pay this guy. He's likely going to become the highest paid coach in the NFL. But then he's looking at these teams that are available, and he's not taking some because of, like, you can't go near Denver because they got Russell Wilson and they're paying him $1 bajillion,
right,
and that guy is washed up. So if you are the best coach out there and you are worth all this money, but then you can't go anywhere that's not perfect, huh? How does that work? Like, you can't coach anybody.
Right. Sean Payton is in my mind, and I think a lot like that with you, where he's like, Odell Beckham. It's like, hell, I'll sign a 1-year contract with anybody that'll pay me and can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, how that worked for Odell this year?
Nobody.
He's flaming out. We never talked about what he did on that airplane, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go down there, but the short version of it, his intoxicated butt got on a flight, had his pants down or something, like showing, I don't know,
passed
weird.
out or whatever, and
refused to put on his seatbelt. They had to deplane. It was like, so one of the most obnoxious things. So anybody that still has any respect for Odell Beckham, lose it. Just lose it. I mean, the guy, he got issues.
But Sean, I don't know that he's, I read something yesterday. He's not getting, or so far, he hadn't gotten any requests for second interviews.
You got to figure, well, it's like anything else. Right. So wait, I got to pay you 20 something million. I got to give you this, give you that. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have the quarter. Hey, guess what? More often than not, the teams that need a coach have problems, right? Yeah. That's the so anyway, I saw that and I was thinking, well, it sounds like I could coach that team. Like, man, you ain't got to pay me that, give me, if I got to go somewhere where, everything's great and we got a great defense and I got a star quarterback, and pretty much coach that.
Yeah. Give me that extra money that LSU paid their coach.
I'll do what Ed did. Ed got 2 guys to basically coach one great guy to coach offense, one great guy to coach defense. And he just, he did Ed. He got, perfect. And he gets credit for that. But let's look at that too. How much did Ed win without Joe Burrow?
Right.
That's the thing. That's why these
it goes back to, still, the Saints had the formula to win, to win it all multiple years, and only did once.
And let's be honest, rolled the dice, onside kick, second half onside kick. If that thing is not recovered, Manning stick. Okay, guys, we're getting deep in the weeds. Anybody, we're just going to assume that 90% of the people, even the folks in New Zealand, are into the Saints. But that's so I hope he lands somewhere. I would like he come back to the Saints, but he's not going to come back. You know what I'm saying? Kind of makes you think, like, why'd you leave here?
Right. I wish somebody would say that. Why would you have left the Saints if you wanted to go in another 1 year?
Didn't stop
one
you.
And done on the retirement.
Exactly. Didn't stop you from, he's got a house in Dallas. He's got, all right, we're getting into other people's business, but so let's get that. So we need Shaq to buy up Tigerland and
buy the Saints while you're at it. No.
Clean that play. Well, yeah, we'll see. I got a feeling whenever the Saints do go up for sale, and they will, I mean, it's going to eventually probably happen. Man, be careful, y'all. Be careful what you ask for. New owners and I don't know. Would it be possible to move the Saints out of New Orleans now? It's almost
I
an
don't know. It'd be
impossible.
tough. It would be tough. The problem is, I don't know that you'll get a local owner. There's not a lot of billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to put it in?
Yeah.
The Bensons have they're billionaires here. You're going to have to go somewhere else to get that. Why would they want that in?
Yeah, maybe my chicken restaurant friend could string together some investors to join him. Yeah, he's buddies with Shaq. So.
Well, I tell you what, but you know what? That's when you talk about different levels. Like there are maybe
right.
I mean, look, the athletes, look, they got money. They ain't got that kind of. Let's put it this way. So LeBron James they tell us he's a billionaire. He's the first professional athlete to become a billionaire while he's still playing. Now, granted, it helps when you play till you're 75 years old. I mean,
right, and you started when you were 18.
And all that money is Nike money. That's not
right.
Right. That's he gets more money from Nike than anything else. So let's just say you are a billionaire, dude. You're not even.
He's not even close to being.
They don't let you in the club. Like if you're lucky, somebody will give you a minority piece. It's like John Elway. John Elway is a part owner apparently of the Bronx. He got a little teeny piece. You talking? That's some West Palm Beach crazy money. That stuff I was complaining about. Sure. Right. That's the guys that, the Bentley outside is my weekend playing in the mud car. But
anyway. And again, guy I'm referring to, he wouldn't be close to being able to afford a team.
More than we could, but hey, there you go. So I hope somebody gets all that. Again, other sports, because somebody sent me this, and it was actually from last week. I forgot about it, but it's still true today. So did you see this thing where in the NFL playoffs, the 8 teams that were left, now there's 4. So that's and by the time you guys are hearing this, we'll know who's going to the Super Bowl. Right. So we can't comment, we're doing this on the Saturday before the divisional championships or conference championships.
Yeah.
I always get that confused. Just to this day.
The Final Four.
The Final Four, right? All starting quarterbacks of the 8 teams that were left in the playoffs, and obviously the 4 quarterbacks left now are alumni of the Manning Passing Academy.
Yeah.
In Thibodaux, Louisiana, Nicholls State University. Now, so.
And you could probably have extended it beyond the final 8. I'm sure.
Apparently a lot of guys.
Final 16.
And a lot of the guys backing up the top final 8. Like they had people on the bench that had gone to. And it's funny because I tell that to friends, around the country. We talk about where we're from, and I'm not from Thibodaux. I mean, now I have family living there, so when I go down to that part of the world now, it's Thibodaux and Houma. But when I try to explain, my old alma mater, Nicholls, nobody knows. Nobody knows who Nicholls State is.
When you tell people south of New Orleans, they're thinking Cuba.
Yeah, they don't know. Nicholls, what is that? And that's all I think I've been able to tell them is like, man, we got the Manning. The only thing I used to be able to tell them was we had Mark Carrier he was an all-pro playing. I think he was an all-pro. He was a stud. Mark Carrier played wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, he was a stud, and he was there. And then, oh gosh darn it, the baseball player. We had a baseball player come out of there.
Yeah, here you go. I'm not going to even know.
He played for the Mets. He played for the Milwaukee Brewers. Darrell Hamilton. Darrell Hamilton. I actually, and it's kind of funny, just randomly back when college kids weren't on the phones all the time because we didn't have phones. You kind of were you go to the cafeteria to eat. So I know I sat one time at a table with Mark Carey. One time with Darrell Hamilton.
Talk to people.
Yeah, Darrell Hamilton. I remember having nice. Didn't know him. I wasn't a baseball fan at all, but anyway.
A friend of mine from Thibodaux, Abe, who posts all kind of goofy stuff, posted something on Facebook about that they had all 8 had been to the Manning Passing Academy, and then he elaborated on that by saying, in other words, they've all been drunk at Roxas.
Well, maybe Johnny Manziel for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think the other ones might have been from what I understand, they run a pretty tight ship. Like, when you show
I heard the
up,
Mannings party pretty hard though.
I don't want to start any.
No,
I don't want to
I don't
start.
mean in a bad way. I think they're out, socializing with the locals.
I'll probably, but I would bet during the camp. I'll bet they're not. I'll bet you. You know what I'm saying? Like not that.
No,
That's sort
dude,
of.
because they do this thing in midsummer.
They are
right.
Good grief, they do it in midsummer, and I don't know that they've changed it, but I know up until whatever they used to.
Meaning you don't want to be sweating out anything more than you need to sweat out.
Well, and that was a story on Manziel. They made Manziel go back. Manziel missed. He didn't wake up. He didn't do whatever. So like, I think that's pretty well known. Like he's the only guy I think that they never, like they politely said, okay, you can go home.
I still love that he shows up every year for the Heisman ceremony as
does he really?
Yeah, he's always on stage, man.
Milk that, brother. Milk that. Is he in the commercials, the Heisman House commercial?
No.
They won't touch that guy, right?
No.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, look, he comes from, I don't know how much money he made playing football. Probably not that much, but I think they got money. I'm almost positive they're, hey, he's got a life. He doesn't have the life that Stetson Bennett of Georgia is going to have. Now he may well get drafted. He may end up on somebody's roster somewhere, but that guy's going to have car dealerships all over Georgia. You just know that.
And now with the NIL deals, he was the day after or a couple days after the championship game, he was slinging chicken at the guy I know's restaurant in Athens. And trust me, he wasn't doing that for free.
There you go. Rock and roll, man. Cash in, y'all. Cash in. That's
still trying to figure out how to get some high school money for my swimming daughter.
You need to figure that out, bro. You need to, do a little marketing on that, man. Well, she probably needs to dye her hair. You know what I'm saying?
I did see that Dak Prescott's dating an LSU swimmer now.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, his other girlfriend dumped him, I think. So now he's dating. That's Again, if you believe what you read.
There's another train coming. Yeah, I think wasn't Dak dating like an Instagram model, which is it's interesting animal to me. I don't even know what that is. I don't follow. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't. I hear that a lot though. They're an Instagram model. I said, well, what's the criteria to be an Instagram model?
Right. They're an influencer, man. People post. You get paid to post stuff.
That'd be like me and you, man. We're like YouTube models. We're
right. All I know about Instagram is I realized after you sent a couple of comedy threads from Instagram that, hey, if I follow one, if I could just keep flipping and get to another 1 minute stand-up routine.
It's all viral. Yeah, they do that stuff. And I don't post to Instagram. I think I've got an account just because you got to have it to, and it's owned by Facebook and all that nonsense. But I think I made a comment or I don't know. I might have done it on one of these Twitter or something where I have not my own ID. Like Twitter's a trash fire. Twitter's just a vile place to be, but it's great for getting news and it's great for making comments that you don't want to attribute it to you. And somebody had posted something about feel bad for Zach. There was some big thing about feel bad for Dak, not only losing the playoff game, but being dumped by his girlfriend, the Instagram model. And I think I even responded, "Don't cry for Dak. There's another train coming." And they're better looking women right now in Dallas at the mall. Who don't advertise themselves on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak will be all right.
Yeah, I'm sure Dak's just fine.
The good-looking multimillionaire quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys probably doesn't need your sympathy.
No sympathy. Doesn't need your help.
But there you go. There you go. So that'll be cool. We got to do that one time. I said my mom's house being right there. I always say I want to be in town for the Manning Pass Academy. Yeah. I can't believe I keep I just never been able to pull it off that I'm there.
My nephew, who's an athletic trainer, who are apparently heroes now.
Well, jeez, man, you don't pull me in there, bro. Don't pull me in there. But they are heroes. They are.
No, I know they are. They are. He's a good guy.
But
he studied at Nichols, and he actually interned for the Saints, which was cool. But so he gets to work the passing academy every year. So maybe we can get us some like sideline passes or something.
That'd be nice. I mean, well, yeah. We should pull some. We got connections to Nichols.
Now that I got my floppy hat.
Yeah, that's apparently the thing, right? That's the way to go. But so we have to find the dates for that. Definitely want to be there. Let's see what else
So,
we.
Yeah, we were talking about what goes on or earlier, just things in your neighborhood. Well, this morning we were somewhere. My daughter was swimming, and I see a long text to my wife from one of our neighbors, and I said, "What's up with that?" And she's saying, "Oh, kind of embarrassed to ask this, but we thought we had a gas leak in our house, and so they shut off the gas, and now they're not coming back for another 4 or 5 days. And I'm wondering if I could, come to your house, like she's a teacher at a university, and can I come to your house Monday morning and use your shower?" And I'm like, that's kind of
That so first, okay,
weird.
Let me step back. Figure this out. So, this person, do you guys associate? Do you guys?
Her daughter goes to the same place my daughter goes to school, so every now and then we rely on each other, but we're not.
Have you been in her house? Has she been in your house?
No.
And she wants to come take a shower.
Yeah.
On Monday. So first of all,
or Sunday, but it's Joey's trying to figure out how we could do it to where we're not here. I said, I don't even know what that's
even
creepier.
Creepy. That's even creepy. And then you got to get your house all fixed up for some stranger to come in to take a shower. Like, because we all have that. We all have the various
then
levels.
she would have to use my shower.
Man.
Because my son will be asleep upstairs or upstairs. And you're surely not sending her up there.
And God knows what a horror show that shower is, man. I mean, look, look, we all have different levels of.
I'm just saying, from my level, I'd either, suck it up and take a cold shower, or heat some water up on the stove, wash my face in my pits.
What you gonna do when the apocalypse comes, or when when they shut up? You got to practice for that, like right now. What you do for hurricanes when stuff goes out? Come on now.
How dirty are you?
Yeah, but you did say she's a professor.
Yeah,
that's why they don't know. They
take a bath or something, and
I don't even want to know what that is.
Just your face in your pits.
Oh, dude, come on, man.
In one other spot.
I've never called it that. Stop it, dude. Oh man, we didn't want to have to do edits to this thing, and okay. But we all got different levels of what can people see from your front door, right? That you got to keep that looking right. You don't want anybody to be at your front door and say, "Dang, that's a pigsty in there," or what your kitchen looks right. And then you got different levels of what you're comfortable with, right? So you got that area, your living room, your kitchen, whatever that's. But your bedroom, and no.
Although my other neighbor did knock on my door a couple of weeks ago when I was by myself at home, sitting in my living room in my boxers. I'm like, oh well. So I grabbed a blanket and wrapped myself up.
Lucky day for you, darling.
So the light was on inside my truck. So, what do? I walk out the door with her, wrapped in my blanket. Now I'm making small talk in the driveway.
Now, if she wants to, she's not the one that's asking to take a shower, right?
No.
Now, if the person that actually told you about your truck, if they ask to take a shower, then you got a little bit of reciprocity coming in there. You got to go, well, okay, you did maybe save me from having a dead battery. So, okay, I guess you can shower. Not a long shower, mind you. I mean, I'm going to, but yeah, that's
it just, and look, it's nothing. If you're comfortable with that, that's fine. No, she's a nice lady, but I'm just sitting out saying, Lord,
Joey must give off a more welcoming
right.
Joey must give off that. That's the kind of person that would let me come into their house that I've never been in to take a shower. I mean, like that's not saying, hey, can I come
borrow a cup of sugar?
Or can I borrow your oven? Like I got family.
Right.
Can I?
Right.
It's a shower.
You got some jumper cables. It's like the most intimate aspect.
I want to come in your house and use a shower. Like, oh man. I don't know.
Yeah. No matter when.
You need to tell her they got cheap hotel rooms in Tigerland. I mean, they get all the hot water you want over there.
Yeah.
Oh well. So what became of that? Like, is that still
I don't know.
open?
I'm leaving it to Joey.
If you hear water running in a little while, right? Just
I know I need to leave.
yeah. I don't even know that I don't know that
Yeah,
I could.
what's more awkward? Her coming here when I'm not here, or her coming here when I'm here?
Man, there's no way in the world I'd leave my house to somebody again who's never been in it. To come take a shower. See all your hair products and yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
What kind of soap you use?
Whatever Joey buys.
It's pretty much here.
Liquid
Whatever's
soap. I use face soap and shampoo is the same thing for me.
face.
Yeah. It's just my head is just an extension of my face.
I got you. Hey, one other thing I made a note about. The streak continues. So I went back to my favorite place. I don't want to give the name of it but the place that has good beers and good pizza and whatever. And I almost feel like we've got some weird subterfuge going on, and I don't know that I use that word. I don't think I used it properly, but
I don't. Yeah, it sounded good.
I haven't done this in a while. Hang on a sec here. Hey Siri, what's the definition of subterfuge? Let's see. Deceit used in order to achieve one's goal. Deceit used in order to achieve one's goal.
That's it, man.
I don't know. Well, now I was talking to my ear sets. I'm sorry. I've proven I can't work this Apple stuff. So anyway, we ate, each had a couple. They didn't charge me for the beers again.
Not man.
And it wasn't even the manager, the one that's always sort of nice to us. It was sort of like the head bartender young lady. And that's
your version of my 1984 Iron Horse.
Man, I just kind of slid it over to my wife and said, look at that bill. She said, what's wrong with it? I said, no, look, they didn't charge for the beer.
And
so what do you got to do?
Are you tipping that guy with cash?
It was a young lady, 100%. So you always you go the low level, like you tip 15% on whatever the actual bill is, and then you toss a 20 or so.
Right. You don't want her to have to split it or pay taxes on that.
Because here's what I'm figuring, right? So the kind of beer I like drinking, or not always, but like that, it comes in little glasses, right? Because they don't, it's the higher ABVs. I like that stuff. So, but I'm watching them when they pour it, right? So that stuff, that's got to be the highest profit thing in the world, or kegs of beer, right? Because they pour it, and apparently, I don't know, but I guess there's some foam or stuff when they first start with these, and they got they will pour out a beer to give me a beer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching them do it, and
to kill the foam,
the amount of waste or whatever, and I'm just like, so we're not exactly dealing with gold flakes here. It's not exactly
right. I'd say, hey, you know what? Put that one aside, let it settle.
I know.
Stick it in a cooler tank.
Hand me that random pitcher that you're pouring the stuff into, man. I mean, like that's about $100 worth of beer by your prices. Isn't that yeah. Not gonna complain. Just gonna sit at the end of the bar saying, thank you.
Kind lady.
Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. That's that's an underrated country song. Oh, I did choose, by the way, because I actually posted something on Facebook the other day where I was speaking, and somebody asked or commented like, which walk-up song had you chosen? And it wasn't that. Like that one's coming up in 2 weeks in Tennessee. But I did send it in, man. I'm going with AC/DC Money Talks.
All right, nice.
It's got that good beginning. And all I can figure is, this is a banking I'm gonna be pretty sure that they haven't had anybody walk out to that before, but
you just gotta make it long enough to where they can, or stretch your walk up so that you get enough song.
Money time. Well, you kind of want to get it done before they start singing, but and I might even tell the depending on the group and depending on what it looks like, I might tell the story of that was actually the first concert I went to with my wife. Of course, she wasn't my wife at the time. We weren't even dating, and she was doing her best to avoid me, apparently. But what I knew was her
Wasn't doing
best.
too good if she elected to go to AC/DC with you.
Let me tell you how that happened, bro.
From Backstreet Boys to AC/DC,
No,
or
no,
not
no, no, no,
Backstreet
no,
Boys,
no.
New Kids.
On the block. No, no, no. Let me tell you how that happened. So I also knew her best friend and her best friend's boyfriend, who I'm friends with, loved AC/DC. So I bought 4 tickets and made it, and it sort of announced that, hey, I sort of decided it was a double date, knowing that, and they knew me well enough to figure, like, if she didn't go, that I guess they were afraid, or I thought like I might just pull it and say it was, so
They had access to 3 tickets. It was a package deal.
And I think she tried to pull out of it like day of, and they basically said, no, you going. And yeah, she came, and this year will be married.
Imagine the regret she would have now.
This year we'll be married 30 years. So I may tell that story when I start, and just, because to tie into the AC/DC,
you got to connect it, man.
and just say, follow me for more relationship advice. There you go.
I love that.
I'm the guy.
See, as a swim parent, my goal is, so when you're seeded first in a state swim meet, you get to pick the walkout song.
You do not.
You do. And my daughter is, her main event is backstroke. So I keep wanting her to pick out that 80s funk song, looking for that good stuff, better tighten up on your backstroke.
I don't even know what that song is.
Oh yeah, look it up. It's good. It's a cool song. Okay. She refuses to do it, man.
Oh, dude. Youngins.
Because she's had a number of opportunities. And I keep telling her, I said, come on. Just one time, just for me.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. I'm gonna have to look. What's the name of the song?
Yeah, I think it's Tighten Up, or just Google lyrics, Tighten Up on that backstroke.
Tighten up on that backstroke. That's good. All right, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
I told her that,
dude.
and then the other day she put a second piercing in her ears. And
will that slow her down aerodynamically?
No, because they can only wear one under the cap for some reason.
Yeah, but that extra hole in the ear is catching water, bro.
I told her, I said, how about this? When you get married, we'll wear matching earrings when I walk you down the aisle.
Boom. There you go.
She didn't find any humor or coolness in that at all.
Well, welcome to the world.
I got a daughter who doesn't think I'm cool, and a wife who wants to classify my good stuff as junk.
And a neighbor that wants to use your shower. Knocking it out of the park. All right, man. Hey, America, we got to get out of here. There you go. Let's push the button. See if any of this stuck to the magical tape up in the air. And if you want to reach us, it's still there. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. Whether you're in Japan, New Zealand, Cocodrie, wherever.
Yeah. So let us know. Reach out to us on social media.
That's right.
I had a friend who, after we talked about where's the best place to buy king cakes a couple of weeks ago, sent me a note to let you know that HEBs, is it hit? It's HEBs, right?
HEB.
That they suck. Their king cake's not good.
Really? Okay.
Her daughter lives in Houston, and apparently, she now has to ship king cakes to her.
That sounds like somebody's making a big deal out of nothing. But hey, okay, it's a king cake, but guess what? Every king cake after 2 days tastes the same.
Exactly.
Just saying. So if you catch them fresh, they're great. If not, okay, but that's fine.
So there you go. We pay attention to the notes you send us and the comments you make.
Fantastic. Enjoy that. Enjoy king cake season. All right. Enjoy the season. But yeah. So look, guys, every week we look at you, try as sincerely as we can. We don't imply, we don't infer, we don't, suggest.
Mm-mm.
It's a freaking
mandate, man. You got to do it.
Attempt to have the best week of your life.
Choice.
Look, man, exactly. You're going to have another week of your life anyway, right? Just do what you can with it. It starts with the best hour. Again, you're welcome.
And we just serve that up.
Make that the best day. Make that the best week. And if it's not, just at least go down swinging. Go down swinging. Be that guy that if you got your butt kicked.
Right. If it's the third or fourth, hey, you got somewhere to go.
Yeah. You might get your butt kicked, but put some marks on that other guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I lost the fight, but he's going to remember it. Treat life like that. Yeah, life
the people who fail are the people who try.
So don't try. It's just only people who fail. Words of wisdom from Juan. All right, y'all. We got to get on out of here. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. This is
$1,500.
what's funny. So I've never had any, rodent problems in there. But Elijah stuck a box in there a couple of months ago, and one of what in the box, it had this big old gallon jug, that protein powder or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So they had that in there. Freaking mouse or rat or something ate through the cardboard, ate the whole lid off of that thing, and all that protein powder is gone. So I probably have like a gargantuan rat in there or something.
You do.
Yeah,
Mighty Mouse. It's Mighty Mouse.
That boy pops out. The cleaning out the storage will end quickly.
Bring Mr. Kitty. Bring Mr. Kitty.